Before you push go on your ads, there's a little bit of a checklist that I like to go through and make sure that I have all the things ticked off so that I'm not spending money on ads that are not going to be producing the best results. So I'm going to show my checklist with you, and it may be worth coming up with your own, or feel free to follow this one. The first thing I go and do is I check my website. So I go through and I check my website. Now, that may seem like a really stupid thing to go and check, but is your website actually online? Is the product available? Is the lead form working? Are there potentially any issues that are on there? You would believe how many clients have come to me that they're not getting conversions, and then I've tried to click on their contact us, and the contact us lead form doesn't work. So make sure your website is working, that it is active. Then when you're still on your website, I want you to check that the pixel is tracking. So we're going to check our pixel. And first of all, we want to check that there is a pixel on there, and then we want to check that it is tracking. So you may need to, well, you will need to install your Pixel Helper to do that. Once you know that your website is ready and your pixel is tracking, I then want you to go and have a look at your ad account. So the first thing we're going to do is make sure that we have no campaign spending limits. We're going to check our spending limits. And just make sure that if there are any spending limits, that they are extended so that they're going to cover this new campaign that you're about to run. I then want you to go and have a look at the graphics and the imagery and the wording that you're going to use for your ad. It's really important that the graphics match the graphics that are on your website, and we have been through all the types of things that you need to be checking. So do they match your website? Are they in flavor with your brand? Are they seasonal? Is it the correct product? So make sure that your graphics and your wording is correct. And when you put it in your ad account, I also want you to make sure that the link, the URL link that you are putting into the ad is correct. So make sure, just when you're doing it, go and copy that link again, put it in a new browser window, try it again, and make sure that it actually works. It's a silly little thing, but so often I see somebody's missed the W in the front, or they've missed the last letter on the website. So just make sure that that link is correct. So we're going to check our graphics. Then what we're going to do, so once we have that system and structure set up, so we know the ad is right, we know that our account, the website is correct, we need to then go through and check things like our ad sets and our campaigns. So is the ad going to the right people in the right placement? And are we using the right objective for that ad? So what we need to do is check objective and our placements. Oh, and here comes the mess, and audiences. Oh, get down here and you can barely read my writing. So that's the basic checklist that I go through before I even push go on any of my ads. And I do that for every single ad. So just because the first ad and the first product was working well does not mean that the website, that the link for the second ad that you're about to create is going to be correct, unless it's to the same one. But just go through that process step by step and get into the habit of doing that. Too often people get lax, and that's when those mistakes happen, and ads will run. Facebook wants your money. You push go in those ads, it's going to run. But if you've got an issue with the website on the other side, when people can't actually communicate with you and you're looking for leads, you're looking for conversions, and people can't convert, you're spending a lot of money for no reason. And if you are not tracking, if your pixel's not working, you're spending money for no reason. You can't retarget Make sure you go through that list. So your website, your pixel, make sure there's no spending limits, make sure that your graphics and your links on your ads are working well, your checklist, so you've gone through your objectives, your placements, your audiences, your optimization. Your optimization is all there. All those type of things you need to make sure on every single ad before it goes out. I wanted to quickly come back and check in and add one more thing. While I'm telling you to check that your website is working and your pixel and that your ads are all working, one of the most important things to do is be a mystery shopper. Even if you've got to get somebody else in to do it, go through the process of making an inquiry. Go through the process of making a purchase. Does it make sense? Are the ads that you're using and pulling in making sense to the rest of the purchase or the inquiry process? So one of the things we like to do quite a lot is we'll create the ads. We go through the process. So looking at the ads, does it make sense on the landing page? Making that inquiry, but we often make that inquiry in somebody else's name, but put our number in and see how long it takes for the client to pick it up and give us a call back or communicate with us in some way. It's really important. There's no point in creating all this content, creating these amazing sales funnels, pushing all these sales through, but nobody's shipping them out or nobody's responding to the inquiry. So maybe, if you're doing it for your own products, it's kind of hard, but be very aware of that. When something comes through, make sure you're responding right away. We had a client that we sent 87 wedding inquiries, and they were hot wedding inquiries. It was for a set date. You had to give your details, the date, everything. And of the 87 inquiries we sent them, they did not return one single call. And we know this because on top of the 87, 10 of those were ours. So we sent them 97 and not one of ours got responded to. So a massive lesson in don't go and spend all this money on creating these massive campaigns if you're not actually going to be responding. So that should be part of your checklist. Checking to see that when inquiry or purchases are coming in, you're able to field those and service them.